Hello and welcome to this video on first-person shooter, the secrets. Well, what you've got here is you've got a scene in Unity and there's some objects sitting around here, obviously. There's three major components of a first-person shooter. One of the components, of course, is the projectile. That's this dude right here. And the purpose of the projectile is to go from one point to another point. And in this case, what I'm using is just some very primitives to get things started. Like for the bullet, I'm using a capsule, and you'll be able to see that later on. So the bullet or the projectile, that can be like a bullet, or it could be a cannonball, or it could be a rock, or it could be a dead cow. But the whole point of it, of the projectile, is to go from point A to point B. The other thing that you have in a first-person shooter, the other basic thing, is a launcher. And here for the launcher, I simply used a cylinder just to get the idea. Okay, that's a launcher. And the launcher, of course, can be a gun, it could be a sling, it could be a hand, it could be a wand, it could be a catapult, but something that causes the projectile to be fired or get it moving. The other thing we have in a first-person shooter, or even a third-person shooter, is the target. And in this case here, I've used the wall. So the target can be anything. It can be a person, it can be an object, it could be a cow, an alien, you name it. So what we're going to be talking about in this video series is how these three things are related. There's one other thing that goes along with this, and that is the special effects. Like, for example, when I launch the bullet or the projectile, there should be some kind of a noise. Obviously a gunshot if it's a gun, a zap if it's some kind of a space thing, a kaboom if I'm launching a rock from a catapult, or a great big explosion if I'm launching it from a cannon. And there should also be some video when this gets launched. Like it should be, if it's from a gun, maybe some sparks flying out of the gun or a flash. If it's a cannon, it should be a large flash, and maybe some smoke coming out. And also the video might have a smoke trail for the projectile. Let's say it could be a fireball coming from a trebuchet or something like that. And then the other thing that the first-person shooter should have is some kind of physical effect on the target. That is, the target gets destroyed, but it should be destroyed in some kind of really dramatic way. So that's what these series of videos are going to be about. And let me just show you some of the stuff that we used for the assets. Let me bring this down here, and I'll bring this up here. And you can copy this from our site, but just to show you what we had here, we have a capsule, we have a cube that we converted into a target, we have a cylinder that we use for our launcher. Of course, we have a directional light to light this up. We got the main camera, which is somewhere, and then we've got the plane that we put the stuff on. And here's the scene that we saved. What we did is we downloaded the simple terrain assets just to give these things some texture, so you can sort of tell one from the other. So the video that we're going to be, the lessons that we're going to be talking about for a first-person shooter are going to use these primitives. So if you'd like to follow these along, then go ahead and get into Unity and go ahead and set it up just like this. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you for watching.